Welcome back to Inspiration for an Elegant Week. How much time do you have for yourself? How often do you walk across the park just for the fun of it? When was the last time you sat in a cafe and watched the world go by? I don't know about you, but I used to have time to do these things. But these days, my to-do list seems endless. There's always something. Meetings, arranging things, emails, and on it goes. We're so plugged in that we're doing all the time. But doing something for its own sake, without a specific goal in mind, has become really hard to do. I've been thinking about this a lot recently because I've been looking after a friend's dog. For the first few days, I took my phone with me when we walked so I could check it. Then one evening, we took a different path and ended up by a stream, which the dog joyously jumped in. The dog, of course, was just doing what dogs do, being in the moment, enjoying life, with no thought about wasting time. Her enjoyment was so contagious that it wasn't until we got home I realised I hadn't once looked at my phone. It was such a great reminder that much of the urgency we create by overscheduling and taking on too much, checking messages and needing to reply immediately, is something we create and demand of others. We've become hooked on busy, partly because it's easier to justify than just being, and getting stuff done has a feel-good factor. But living as we do now, connected all the time, there will always be more we can do, and there will always be more we feel we should do. Even things like yoga and meditation can become to-do items on a list. Back at my desk after drying off the dog and feeling a bit guilty, I realised that while we'd been splashing about, I'd found a solution to a problem that had been on my list for some time, and I hadn't even been thinking about it. We all need time to recharge ourselves in this way, and ironically, it makes us more productive. It can allow things to fall into place naturally. Many of our best ideas don't happen at our desks, but while we're walking, sitting in the sun, or meditating, because we're allowing elegant space for our creativity and intuition to work. To be our best selves, we need to give ourselves permission to take the time to just be. Scientist Albert Einstein used to take long walks on the beach. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter and Square, spends his Sundays reflecting, and singer Taylor Swift likes to cook. I've recently discovered that singing is something that works really well for me. So try out some different things to find out what works best for you. And let's also remember to take some time to enjoy the simple pleasures, like really tasting our food, seeing the colours, hearing the music, smelling the coffee. And here are a few tips a busy corporate banker shared with me this week that are helping her to be less stressed and more efficient. Schedule 15 minutes of peace and quiet first thing in the morning before you plug in. Walk around the block, stretch on a yoga mat, listen to music, sit with a cup of coffee. Allocate at least 30 minutes for a lunch break. And deliberately underschedule your day and resist the urge to cram one more thing in. And if you need to, block out some time for just being. No matter how busy our lives are, taking a break gives us a sense of freedom and spontaneity that's a great stress reliever. Thank you for watching. Take a look at your agenda for this week and make some time for some elegant space to just be. You'll be even more efficient if you do. Have an elegant and productive week.